Now, last week we talked about the Ring doorbell and how they are developing relationships with local law enforcement. And Michael Arnold wrote in after reading the terms of service in the Ring agreement and had some concerns, which we're going to get to in a second. But basically, it says that Ring is being granted a license to use your recordings which way they want, including selling it or sending it off to the media. And his concern here is that this is very uncool if you have a camera outside. What if it captures you naked or something as you're walking around outside? So I dove into their terms of service a bit. Now, first of all, they don't claim ownership of your intellectual property rights. They say that you own your user recordings. You'll note that they have that capitalized like a title because they differentiate user recordings from shared recordings. So if you have a camera image of you walking around outside in your house naked, but you don't post it anywhere, then that's under the guise of user recordings, and they're not claiming a right to that. However, if law enforcement asks for a copy of the video that you have stored privately, they will turn it over to them, provided there's a subpoena or a warrant or something related to that. So keep that in mind. People will get access to it if they want to with a legal order. But things get more sinister when you look at what they define as shared content. So shared content, they say, is anything that you've publicly posted or uploaded, and they give you some examples of what could constitute a public dissemination, including uploading, posting, emailing, transmitting, or otherwise disseminate using or in connection with the products or services. And I would read this to be that if you were in the Ring app and clicked on the share icon to send it over to Facebook, this would constitute that video moving from a user recording to a shared recording. I'm not a lawyer, but this seems pretty broad to me in how they define it. And they, of course, first of all, let you know that you own your rights to the content, but you're also going to be granting them a license that is unlimited. You can never revoke it. It is fully paid for and royalty-free, and they can do whatever they want with your video publicly after you have shared it publicly somewhere else. And let me give you an example of something that might happen when you do post a Ring video. And I don't know if this is what happened with this particular instance, but this is something that was very recent. You probably saw a viral video. It was on all the news stations of this guy walking around with a TV on his head, leaving other TVs on the front porch of these folks. And look what's there, a nice prominent Ring.com logo, because every time you export a video from the Ring doorbell, the logo's up there. And on this story, we saw Ring doorbell logos and Nest logos too. So I bet you Nest probably has a very similar policy. And it's likely, although I don't have any proof to say whether they did or did not, but it's likely that a PR agency likely pushed this video out to Good Morning America and all the other popular news shows out there, because this is great branding. Look how great this is, right? You got some funny image here. You've got the logo there, and it shows the product in action. This is how these companies sell cameras. And when you post video based on this agreement here, you are granting them the right to use the video that's your intellectual property for free. And there's no way out of this agreement, because when you bought the product and set it up, you agreed to these terms. So if you are concerned about this, you should not use a camera that has one of these cloud services attached. And what really gets me in the case of this particular camera and many others that come with these subscription fees is that you're paying them and they're exploiting your intellectual property for profit here. And it's probably not something they do often, but I'm sure there are instances where they push this stuff out to the media, and people who are sending these videos up to the cloud probably don't realize the value that their content has. And they're more than happy just to share it out with the world because it was a funny story and they want their 15 minutes of fame. But nonetheless, you are turning over significant rights when you share content with the Ring doorbell.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters, the Four Guys with Quarters podcast, Chris Allegretta, Tom Albrecht, Mike Talbert, Brian Parker, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/S.